Hey everybody, welcome back. We are making our way through Blue Moon, but we could always do a couple of Yellow Comet missions.
For variety's sake.
For variety's sake, yeah.
You keep avoiding Matt Snip, it's funny.
Not avoiding him by choice, I'm just looking at how difficult the missions are.
Yeah, 3 stars looks pretty, 4 star.
Four.
Okay. Should we go by... Yeah, like...
Go by star number. Well, even though this one's a 2-star mission, it's probably more like a 3 or a 4. It's surprisingly difficult, that one.
Just mislabeled.
Possibly. Now let's do this one. This one's not too bad. We'll go...
Who's that?
That is Emperor Kanbei.
Ah.
He's the leader of Yellow Comets. He's like the Japanese emperor, as it were. He's kind of like the opposite of Colin in that his units are 20% more expensive. But as a result, they do
More damage.
They do 20% more damage and have 20% higher defense. I don't know if he plates his tanks in gold or what, but they are fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, I said the fuck word about a minute in.
I know.
Oh dear.
It seems a bit strange. Well, not strange, but like it seems a bit like ooh, when the thing to show like Japan is in yellow.
I never thought about that.
But like I suppose it is a Japanese-made game, so who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Because like they already changed the thing about like Red Comet, was it?
Yes.
But they haven't changed yellow whatever.
No, it's Red Star. This is Yellow Comet.
Alright.
You were close.
Red Comet.
You were close. You were almost there.
Yeah. I mean, there's more of a chance of there being a red comet than a yellow one, right?
Sure.
Because like, isn't it to do with like whether it's like going like blue or red, like based on like whether it's coming towards or further away?
You're thinking of when it's travelling, yes.
Like the trail.
The trail is based off of interaction with the solar wind.
Okay.
Which will be different colours depending on what chemical elements are in it as it burns up. But with the red and the blue shift, with its travelling towards or further away, is something else entirely.
Is it?
Yes.
What is it then?
That is due to the bending of the light as it travels in a direction. So if it's moving further away...
But it is comets, right?
Stars, planets do it too.
Right.
They do the hue shift as well. The downside of this map is there are missile silos everywhere. We want to get to this middle island as soon as possible to take care of those, because then we can bomb the shit out of the enemy.
Yeah.
Because Kanbei really struggles with the money game, because his units are super expensive, so it can take him a while to get going. When he does get going, then he becomes pretty much unstoppable, because he is insanely powerful.
It's like saving up for an actual trip to Japan.
Yeah. Although you don't get hit by a truck when you arrive. Presumably, I mean, you might be very unlucky, but...
The odds may be unfortunate for some.
Yes, well...
Although that'd probably be our luck. Just like, hey, vlogging in Japan. Ah!
Well, we haven't done any vlogs yet to date to this recording, if we ever get around to it. We might do a few. We were thinking about some travel vlogs, weren't we?
I feel like this is the one where like it doesn't matter too much if we do date it, because like we already like, you know, initially tried recording these so long ago. Like this is our like, you know, our boomer game, I guess.
No, boomer game for me is Sonic the Hedgehog. Because it's childhood.
Yeah, but I mean like in terms of like our channel, like...
I guess.
Our channels, I should say.
Because, yeah, this is like a third attempt trying to play Let's Play of this game.
Because, like, we pretty much do so much Joe and Sho that, like, we don't really do our own sort of things as often anymore.
No, Sonic's kind of my own thing. The Mario Mondays or whatever it is you're going to call it are kind of your thing.
Yeah, but I mean, like we've gotten so used to the duo format of, like, you know, sort of having two presenters.
It doesn't really matter. Other YouTube channels who have their own channel regularly have like the same guests
Yeah.
on their show, and then when it comes to the person whose guest channel it is, they're on that one instead. So
Yeah.
it's not uncommon.
I just feel like I prefer there being another person there, because like I like to sort of bounce off something, because if I'm just left to my own devices, I'm not 100% sure what I talk about.
You didn't do too badly on some of them.
No.
Anyway,
but like I suppose it's just a preference, really.
I don't really mind. I'm used to spending ages talking to myself for doing whatever. It's just what I
talk
do.
to myself in my head a lot, so like I would.
That isn't what I meant, but meant for work reasons.
Oh,
When I'm
right,
doing
yeah.
voiceovers or whatever, I'm used to just sitting in a booth talking to myself and nobody else being around,
Yeah.
and just throwing shit at a wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah. Sound like the perfect YouTuber right there.
It's a skill, but I haven't really done any solo Let's Plays for a while.
Yeah. What was the last one, like cat lateral damage or something?
Possibly, yes. Sounds about right. And even then, I did do some more recorded ones recently. Like I did,
I'll just look on your channel right now.
I think it is cat lateral damage. I think you're right. I did a few for Star Trek Online, which never saw the light of day. I did some ones for Team Fortress 2 that I never edited or uploaded. Just some solo. I did. Well, we did a duo thing for Star Trek Online, which was just us dicking around, and
Yeah.
then that didn't get uploaded either.
Okay, so the last one that you, I think, did on your own was an Awesome Noughts one.
There was no commentary in that.
Alright, so yeah, it was cat you know the one.
That was
The
just
cat one.
that was just me messing around with the scenario creator.
Yeah.
And did you watch that one?
No, I haven't.
It's just me messing around with the scenario creator thing. It's like, you can spawn 50 bots when you do this, that, or the other, just to... because I could, just for messing around reasons, and I basically made quite a mess, which is why the episode is called What Has Science Done?
Yeah.
Because it is carnage incarnate. Like, instead of it spawning regular droids, every droid that spawned was a super droid, which normally spawns when you destroyed a turret. And also it spawns like 10 times more of them,
Oh,
and they also had 10 times the health.
I see.
And also the player health was amplified by 10, as was all the damage you dealt, and the movement was tripled and gravity was turned off.
So it's just creative mode.
Pretty much, and it was absolute
Sandbox mode.
chaos.
Yeah.
It was very fun. It was almost impossible to control, and at some points, because it's so slippery, you could just glitch through the walls, as you'll see when you ever you get around to watching it.
Yeah.
It is a bit funky, to say the least.
I see. The last thing
It's,
that
it's
I
good,
think
good fun though.
was like me doing like a solo sort of thing.
Mario 64.
Mario 64, but then that turned into a Jones show.
Well, that's more just because you decided to record some episodes whilst I was around, and we haven't recorded any more since.
Well, I decided like to record some of you around because I was like, I prefer like commentating with someone else, like being there and stuff like that.
Yeah,
'Cause,
it
like,
is easier to bounce off of somebody else, I have to agree.
Because like I think at the time I was sort of thinking like, oh, I'm kind of running out of things to say. I wonder if like it'd be better if I just had you on again.
Can't do it without me.
I suppose we've gotten this far. Like,
Yes, that is true. I leave you alone for a second and you crumble like a cake. And work you like a yo-yo.
what does that even mean?
Doesn't matter.
Like a yo-yo.
Kaboom.
Up and down, all fucking hit someone in the face with it. Why are you looking at me like that? You turned innocent things not innocent.
I didn't say a word.
But you were looking at me in that way that, like, what are you on about?
Yeah, so I'm allowed to look, aren't I?
Yes.
Well then, there we are.
But I know what you were insinuating, and I
No, you
don't
don't.
like it.
No, you don't. You have no idea what I was on about.
Yes, I do.
No.
Let's just blow things up.
Yes, we're very good at that.
Well, you are. I'm good at watching you blow stuff up.
I mean, you can try and do this if you want.
Why would I do that?
There you are then.
Like, there would be, like, 3 episodes per, like, match or whatever, and then I'd probably die at the end anyway.
Oh, fair enough.
If you want, like, 20 more episodes, like...
There's gonna be probably 20 more episodes anyway, just because it's
No,
a
I
long
mean, like,
campaign.
20 more episodes than there would be if you were playing it.
Oh. I see what you mean. Well, like I've said, I know this game quite well, so it's a bit easier for me.
Yeah. There's quite a few games that I can do, like, fairly fast, but, like, they're a bit more, like, sort of just...
I mean, when it comes to doing, like, solo stuff, I was thinking I might do another episode of Crazy Taxi and just do, like, the other map, which I didn't do.
Yeah.
Possibly. I actually played that in an arcade for the first time in, like, 10 plus years recently, which was quite fun. We were on a mate's night out and we went into the arcade club and I said, hey, look, I challenge you to try and beat me at this, and if you can, then, you know, I'll buy everyone a drink.
Yeah. I need to go back to the arcade club at some point.
This was the one in the city centre, it wasn't the one
In Bury.
In Bury, no. But it did, yeah, I basically, hefty wager, you know, like, say, look, if you can beat me at this, I'll buy everyone, like, the most expensive drink they want. Well, surprise, surprise, I won, so they had to buy me expensive drinks instead, because I know I'm good at Crazy Taxi. I had it on Dreamcast when I was a kid. It's different in arcade, I will say, it's very different in arcade.
In what way?
The controls are a lot more floaty.
Right.
And you do actually have to steer it with a steering wheel.
I think it's probably one of those sort of situations where it's harder in the arcade so that you spend more, right?
True, but this was it was set to free play with tokens.
Yeah. But like originally it would have been the case.
Yeah, but you have to steer it properly with a steering wheel. You have a gear lever to
You
shift.
can't drive.
I can't drive. You have to shift into forward and reverse with a stick.
Yeah.
You have 2 pedals for accelerate and brake, and it's a lot more loose and floaty.
Yeah. I wonder if I'd be any good at that.
Possibly. I don't think you've played Crazy Taxi properly, have you?
I've played Simpsons Road Rage.
It's not quite the
which
same.
is like similar, but not the same.
It's nowhere near the same.
I mean, it kind of is. It's picking people up.
Oh, I accidentally ended my turn. Shit.
It's picking people up and like rushing them to like.
I
their
didn't mean to
destination, right?
do that. I didn't mean to do that.
Although I suppose Road Rage is the Crazy Taxi what Hit and Run is to GTA. It's not like it's almost, but it's not.
I didn't mean to do that. Shit.
You're still mopping the floor with them.
I know I am. It's just very annoying.
Yeah. Just strike me down and I will become more powerful. I don't know why I was doing that in Palpatine's voice.
I don't know either.
It's supposed to be Obi-Wan.
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
Does it?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Why didn't you just hit it straight on?
Because I would have damaged my units then.
Oh right.
There's an area of effect.
I didn't know that it injured yours.
Oh yeah, it injures everything in the area where it strikes.
Yeah. So you're making sure that you've got that space to use. Yeah.
Exactly. Although I have used all the missiles on the Middle Islands now.
Oh well.
But it's fine, they served their purpose. We should win fairly promptly. I just need to take out this lander units because it's taking up a lot of damage being sat in the port. And I'm just hitting it with regular tanks, which is not doing many favours. I can at least block one of the factories now. With that, there we go.
Aha.
And I just move everything.
Bring all the cavalry in or whatever.
Yeah, bring in the cavalry.
Does the cavalry have to be on horseback to be a cavalry? Or?
Yes, technically it does.
Yeah. Are they the ones with the trumpet? Like.
Historically, that was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, good grief. I want to get rid of that lander unit. Actually, you know what? I think I can... Now it's time to use this.
Ah.
There's a bit of an extra buff.
Yeah.
A decent buff as well.
Have we actually used Super Pie?
Yes, I did in the last episode, but it was just for a throwaway thing at the end because might as well just use it.
Yeah.
Because I could, more than anything else.
Well, you practically won now, yeah.
Nah, you bugger. I'll get it next turn, it'll be fine. It's a slight annoyance, but I'll just... Yeah, I don't need even... There's no air units anyway, but I'm just building it for variety's sake.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh no.
He's literally going to do nothing. That lander's not going to move. You can't... He just parks it there and doesn't do anything. It's just...
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Last one.
I'm just going to build something first for technique score.
Whatever that is called.
How many units you have versus how many ones have been destroyed, etc.
Okay.
So I just... There we go, finally.
Ooh, I don't believe it.
You better believe it. Oh, I actually did decent for score on that.
Hey.
Fantastic.
What's the highest you can
300.
get? That is... Okay.
Yeah, that's a perfect score.
Nice.
And like, actually, I've played that game that much. I've maxed out the points counter anyway.
I've just realised it was called Silo Scramble. What a name.
Yeah.
Scramble's a funny word.
Thanks for sharing.
It is though.
That's a difficult one.
Still no maths,
I think we'll do this one. We'll finish off with this one because it's actually a times level. You have to survive for 15 days.
Okay.
So we'll do this one towards the end.
Colin, you're in command now.
Fantastic.
2-week test.
I know it says 2-week test and I said 15 days, but that's because the 14th day rolls over to the 15th day and then you win.
Yeah. Hello.
The best strategy really for this is just to spam mech units because they're cheap, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and push out and hold
With your aggressive style.
with my aggressive style as much as I possibly can and capture as many properties to try and survive as long as possible because she has an overwhelming money advantage right from the start, which is slightly annoying.
Well, that's the whole point of like the survival, right?
Mm-hmm. But because Colin can build units for cheap with slightly less income, I'm gonna try and push out as much as I can. She will try and spam us with air units in particular when it gets to the next 3 or 4 days. She's gonna start building helicopters and things. So we need to capture as much as we can as early as we can, which is where this one gets a bit tricky-dicky. But it's a decent one to end on because it's timed.
Yeah.
And how many days there is to go. You got a little counter in the top corner there, so
To keep swapping around.
yes. That's why I said in the top corner. I didn't specify which
Yeah.
because it keeps moving. I can build a tank. Fantastic. And
Clickety clackety buttons.
I know. There's not much I can do about it. Sorry.
It's just part of the experience of playing on a GameCube controller.
Yeah, I suppose so. Maybe someone will like it for ASMR reasons.
Yeah. We just like create our own ASMR channel, and it's just like, fuck, shit.
The most aggressive ASMR.
Yeah, like we're trying to make it soothing, but then we like fuck up and it we're just like, fuck. Damn it.
Yeah, the helicopters are starting to come in. Anti-air units. Do.
I mean, with me trying to avoid eating there, like, you know, I suppose that would be fine if it was an ASMR channel.
No, personally, I found the sounds of someone eating, like, really disgusting.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that mukbang is a thing.
Excuse me?
Mukbang. It's, I think it was originally a Korean sort of thing, but it's basically the whole sort of, like, eating something on, like, recording.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure mukbang is the, you know, is like a Korean word that means something to do with, like, eating.
I've never heard that term before in my life.
Have you not?
No.
That's surprising. It's like one of the more, like, well-known ones, I think.
Nope, never heard it before. News to me.
Well, that's what it is, anyway.
I gathered. Oh look, she's built an Octorok.
Yeah. I feel like mukbang's alright depending on what the actual, like, food is. Because, like, some of them just, like, don't lend themselves well to sound.
No, just eating noises just makes me feel ugh. Things that make you go ugh.
Things that make you want a boogie. How can I get through all of this by the oldest of references?
Because that's what you do.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Alright.
We keep making that joke, but then I wonder how many people actually watch Doctor Who here.
Or, I mean, I was going to say how many people...
in the comments.
I was going to say how many people would know what it's from, but you just told them, so you just ruined that. Thanks.
I didn't know you were going to say that. Alright.
Yes, it is. I'm going to take out that one first. It's a bit more dangerous.
Goodbye, trampoline.
Hello, tramp. I know.
That wasn't in the show. That was a YouTube poop. Just so everyone knows.
Yeah, not just bullying Billy Piper.
Yeah.
Who is extremely attractive, I will say.
Which they actually do a whole thing with that in that episode, actually. Because, like, she's like, something about, like, rear bumper or whatever like that, and then, like, the phone starts ringing, and she's like, is it supposed to do that? Primitive communications device.
It's like living inside a bouncy castle. I do vaguely remember it.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen that episode.
And it's also, like, quite fun how David Tennant does the whole Cassandra thing as well. Like, he looks like he's having, like, loads of fun doing, like, the...
You can tell she wasn't expecting it as well, because she's trying her hardest not to laugh. It's a little bit toxic. You've been looking. You like it.
Yeah. I feel like that whole episode, there's, like, a lot of...
we've gone off on one.
Big comedic moments and stuff, like the disinfectant and stuff.
Watch out for the what?
Oh, you'll find her.
That's the thing, people probably don't know how much of a fucking Doctor Who nerd you are.
Well, considering that, like, most of the people who know me, like, know that I'm basically just, like, a Doctor Who person.
Yeah, but the audience doesn't necessarily know that, do they?
And, there's not enough good Doctor Who... In fact, I don't think there are any, like, good Doctor Who games to play for the channel.
What about that, open worldy-ish one?
What one's that?
Isn't there one,
I guess Lego Dimensions is, like, maybe the closest thing.
No, there's... it's not... Maybe it's not open worldy one, but it's the 3D-ish one where you're running around in, like, the Dalek City. or
the
whatever.
adventure games.
Isn't that alright? One of them?
I don't even know if they.
I have a vague memory of watching Nerd Cubed play it. I could have sworn he did an episode or two on it, but I can't
I'm
find
pretty
them
sure
anywhere.
it was the adventure games.
Oh dear, she's doing this now. We might actually lose.
Because like the adventure games were like a thing that they had on like the BBC website. And
No, I'm not thinking of those. Mind you, some of the
Matt Smith.
some of the Flash games on the official website were pretty fun.
Yeah.
The Dalek one, for example, was pretty bloody good.
Yeah, the one based on Dalek.
Yes, I really enjoyed that one. I beat that one loads of times. I really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, I always liked the one where you go through the vortex and you have to like, you know, get through like the energy sort of stuff and like avoid like the bad energy or whatever. Just like the feeling of like going through like the title sequence almost.
The other one, which was quite good, was the Cybermen vs Daleks one, which was the season 2 finale episode where you controlled the hordes of Cybermen,
Yeah.
and you could make them do different things,
Yeah.
kind of like this.
Yeah.
But Flash.
Yeah. There was also the comic and trailer maker as well.
I vaguely remember the comic one, and there was a few other ones where like you had to search through clips of old TV shows to make messages from The Wire. Was one of them.
Yeah.
And
There was also the Attack of the Grass or whatever it was.
yes, that one which was like a clip show.
Yeah.
That was a good one. And then they actually introduced those as a real like enemy species in a couple of episodes seasons later.
Yeah.
Although I believe they showed up in Sarah Jane Adventures first.
I think so, yeah. It's
Which-
very much a Russell creation, isn't it?
hmm
Which it's surprising to see that he's on his way back.
I'm excited to see that they're on their way back.
Yeah.
Having watched It's a Sin and can confirm it is fucking phenomenal. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't.
Watch it. It's good. I will just
Okay.
not say any spoilers. It is fantastic. It's really good. Quite dark, for obvious reasons. For those of you who have seen it will understand. Or those of you who experienced what the show is actually about in real life will know just how it was. But it was really, really good.
You might survive this, right?
No, we're
On
getting
the skin of your teeth, maybe.
very dangerously close to not surviving it.
Can you not just like run away, like into like a pond?
No, I'm just gonna build a bunch of cheap shit to slow her down at this point because
Because like you've only got this one day left.
I know, but she could quite easily wipe us out in this turn. And we're not gonna have a very good score from this mission either.
We might be fine.
Yeah, no, we're fine. Okay. We're not gonna have a good
son.
We're not gonna have a good score
Are
from this
you
mission.
son?
But yeah, that score's abysmal. Oof.
Crank.
Yes, quite literally, that score is abysmally shit. But hey, we at least did it, so
Yeah.
we can move on.
Moving on up.
That is not the optimal way to defeat that level. It is a difficult one.
Yeah.
But it was a
Wow,
4-star
29
difficulty.
minutes.
But I think we'll leave it there for the time being. That's another few missions down. We're working our way through Blue Moon, and we've started on Yellow Comets. The next time, we'll probably get close to finishing off Blue Moon. I think we'll do the last couple of missions here before we take on the factory. So we'll see how we go. But we're getting towards the point where the second boss stage is fast approaching, but we'll deal with that as and when. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Remember to check out the players in the description below. Look at the cards in the top corner to take you to Joe's channel. Comment below what missions you want to see us tackle next. And until next time, thank you everybody so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day, whenever you're watching this, be it late or have a good day tomorrow. You get the point. And we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching, and ta-ra for now.
Have a good life. That's another Doctor Who. There we go. See ya.
Bye!